The Christian community on the social media for the last 1 month has been discussing a matter which arises from Chhattisgarh, and that's a tribal area. And for 20 days, the body was kept in the mortuary. And recently, the Supreme Court, about 2 days back, has delivered a split verdict on the particular issue. Everyone is showing a lot of glee and happiness for the wonderful decision that has come, but Chhattisgarh Christian Forum strongly disagrees with this particular decision. And the reasons of the disagreement is this. First of all, let us understand properly that the verdict passed by the Supreme Court is not absolute. There were two justices in the double bench, and B.V. Nagaratna, this lady, she has disagreed with the judgment, and Justice Satish Chandra Sharma, he has delivered the judgment. So first thing is that this is not an absolute judgment, and then we don't agree to it for the following reasons. First thing is that the Supreme Court will have to decide that what are a Christian's land rights today. Can the Christian use his land for his own purposes, or based on religion there will be some discrimination? A tribal can use his land according to his wishes, whereas a Christian cannot use his land for his own use. Second point of our disagreement is this: on that land was in possession of the Christian family from around 1930. Then several bodies were already buried in that thing. As Tushar Mehta had argued that once a body is buried, the land becomes sacred and burial will be not allowed. But in that particular land, for generations the bodies were being buried. So that land was already a sacred land. So just the court have the jurisdiction to enter into a matter of a sacred land and issue dictates. That is our second contention where we don't agree. The third point which we don't agree about is this, that this judgment is going to create lot of law and order situation in Chhattisgarh. And now they have got the sanction of the Supreme Court to come and attack us. This is the way they are being represented amongst those violent groups. And we have just yesterday faced two severe attacks on our churches. And if you follow the TV debates which have gone through the last few days in the area of Chhattisgarh, is jeopardizing the peace and safety of the Christians in Chhattisgarh. Justice Nagaratna has rejected the Chhattisgarh government's concern that existing rules did not allow such an option. Justice Nagaratna turned the refusal to bury the Christian at the village burial ground as unfortunate, discriminatory and unconstitutional. And she has allowed the petition filed by the deceased son and directed that burial of the deceased should be conducted in his private agricultural land. Nothing can be more clearer than what she has ordered, and certainly this judgment requires a relook into the whole issue. I want to make my own people aware that this half-hearted litigations, they are causing more loss to the community than giving us any relief. This particular litigation which has gone on to the Supreme Court, about 10 days back I had posted in several groups that I had raised some technical issues. So immediately they were all pounced upon that if you don't know the case, you better keep shut. And even that time I had warned this, that there are very thin chances of this particular petition succeeding, because the plea made in this petition, it desires much more to be done. I will request all the people. So now from on, of course, what has done is done. So what are the other options? How can we go to a larger bench? How can we file a second PIL or something? Whatever these legal experts can say and do, and it should be done. Because now this is going to blow up into a much more difficult matter for us in Chhattisgarh. And I will read one particular line from Justice Nagaratna's observation. She observed that the affidavit filed by the ASP Bastar discriminated on the grounds of religion and also violated Articles 21 and 14. Nothing that a state could not deny equality before the law. She said that prohibition of discrimination on the ground of religion, sex, caste was prohibited under Article 15. So these are the things by which we raise our doubts, we raise our objections to this particular thing, and remedial measures should be taken. I hope some people who matter will be listening and trying to understand this particular issue. Thanking you all so much.